Here we are, Saturday evening. I got the leaves burning. My chair out there. I'm not going to be sitting out here much longer. We've got all this raked here. All this over to there. All this through here raked. The whole front of the property is raked. That's what I've been doing since I got home today. That way Sunday is fun day. Mini truck day. That'll be tomorrow. But see, we got all this raked up away from the house. I'd like to get some of this raked up too, but for now this will work all the way around over to here. So yeah, that's what's going on today. Basically chores. Oh crap, I forgot to put my blower away. I don't know her name. Get this shit put up. So yeah, we'll be working on the truck. Hopefully I'll get out here first thing in the morning. Throw all that right there. And be able to get the truck up in the air and start working on that. Kathleen will probably still be asleep. And that's what's going to go on. So we'll see you guys in the morning to work on that. All right, let's say 89 Toyota pickup truck, center cab. Put it up on center blocks with wood on top this time because, you know, last time I did a Toyota, I didn't have nothing. The center blocks, I don't think. So yeah, we got that up there, and we need to start talking about what we need to do to put this thing on bags, right? Let's talk about that. I gotta go into the engine compartment right now. This is coming out. We're going to go with a cold air intake. That way we can get rid of the box. We'll end up having a cone on the end of this that'll stick right here into this corner. That'll allow a big empty space underneath it that we can move this stuff up underneath that. So it'll sit underneath there. This can move to the back corner up here and up a little higher. That way we can get everything out of the way of the tire that's going to come up. Your brake line here, this one, may end up needing to be bent up and over a little bit out of the way once the tire comes up in there. The other thing that we need to do, of course, is all of the air intake stuff. That's all going to get moved. This hose right here that goes to that can actually get twisted and moved over, so it'll be over here out of the way of the tire coming up in there. Let's get to this side. Oh yeah, this is an automatic, so that's one thing we don't have to move, is the clutch master cylinder normally goes in that corner. It's usually too low for the tire to come up, and it'll end up hitting it. The only thing the tire might hit will be this, but that would be after a body drop. All right, so let's move over here. The battery, yes, we still have one more battery in there. We'll switch the battery over to regular battery. But what happens is, that I did with my last Toyota, is this can actually move over into this space here. So the battery moves over to here far enough to take this. The wiring harness comes in on the front side. So let's just take this, we turn it around and shove it into this hole here so that it's out of the way next to the battery in this corner. This is a wiring harness. So we take the wiring harness and we stretch it out. We might be able to get it to move up to here, up out of the way. If not, we'll have to splice every single wire and extend it so we can bring it up as high as we can down this and then shoot back out where it is there. That way the tire can come up in here, right here. All of this stuff right here, I don't know what all the names are. I'm not a big time mechanic, but this stuff right here is actually on one bracket. So if we take the bracket and modify it, we can lift that stuff straight up and out of the way. It's far enough back. I don't know that it would even really interrupt the tire. So we may just leave it there until we get the inner fender cut out. We got to take that bolt off so that that AC line can get moved, not necessarily moved up out of the way, but so that we might be able to figure out a different way to mount that. Maybe get another bar going through here that can mount to hold it steady, because it comes all the way up into here. But that's really what we need to do here. And then we're going to go ahead and take the outer fenders off, and we're going to take the front bumper and the grill and all of that off. May not get around to pulling the tires off. We'll see. I really want to try to get as much done as I can. It's already 2 o'clock. I've got basically 3 hours of light left. It's Sunday. I had a lot to do. I spent time with my daughter this morning. Took her shopping to get her some new things that she needed: boots, jackets, and a dress for Christmas. So we already did that. Went and had lunch with her mommy. Now I'm back here about to work on this. So I'm going to get as much of this off of here as possible right now. So I'm probably not going to be videoing a lot unless I come up along something that is weird. I know the front end on this has been hit because I saw the pictures of it. So really everything underneath this is actually pushed back a little bit. And you can see that from this piece here is back a little far, and I know all this is in a little bit far. So once I get this off, I may be able to take this whole bracket and everything here and bend it back out, but I'm not worried about that as of just now. Once I get the inner fenders cut, a lot of that I'll be able to get pulled out even easier because there won't be as much holding it in. So yeah, I'm kind of curious. I also noticed right here that when they put this back on here, they really didn't bend anything back out. They actually put brackets, welded a little bracket in right here to hold that in. All of this can actually be bent back out where it's supposed to be, and then that way the front end will match up better, because it's almost a ½ inch to an inch in farther on this side than it is on that side. So the whole piece is just kind of so all right, let me get started on this and we'll be right back in just a minute. All right, 45 minutes to an hour later. Got the fenders pulled, and yeah, got the bumper pulled, grill pulled. Some of this wiring, I might redo a little bit of it. So now we're on the inside. We need to look at this. I already got all of the air intake off. I need to plug that little hole right there. Covered up the throttle body, covered up the mass airflow sensor front and back, so that way nothing can get into it. Dirt wise, pulled the box out. So now we have all this new open space. Of course, like I said, that's going to come in here and go over this. So now I need to unplug this off of the firewall there. Most of all this stuff I'm just going to shove down in the holes right now, out of the way. So I might be able to get around to cutting these today. And to get the battery out, get that stuff all taken off of that inner fender. Did I say firewall? Inner fender? Yeah. So that's what's next. All right. So I got all this stuff moved off of this inner fender here. All the wiring, got that kind of pushed up over there. It's got a drain spout on it. I'm not sure. Evap canister maybe? Is that what that is? I'm not really sure. Has to do something with the vacuum line. And then I got everything off of this fender here, and all the wiring pulled away from the fender here. This is either gonna have to be try to relocate with some of this wiring. I don't know if I'll be able to get it up high enough so it's up out of the way. I might be able to, because I mean it's just got to be able to pinch up right there like that. So I need to get the torsion bars off, but I'm not going to do that this weekend. I'm going to wait. So we're going to leave it like this. I put all the parts away. I've got my little spot of tools right here. Really, I mean, all of this was done with a screwdriver, a 10 millimeter, a 12 millimeter, and somebody had a 13 millimeter in there somewhere, but that's how I got all of this done. So it doesn't take much tools. And yes, I did use a power tool, but you can use a hand wrench. Works just fine on all this. I've done it before with just a hand wrench. So, and then on this side, you got the one wire here, and then I've got this one wire that goes in here. I'll disconnect that later. That goes to the windshield wiper motor. Disconnect that, pull it through the hole, and then we'll move this up and find a new spot to bring it in, depending on if I got to cut that. The reason I need to pull the torsion bars off, I pull the torsion bars off while I get the wheels off, pull the torsion bars and the shock out of there. Then that way we can put the wheel back on there, put the jack underneath there, and jack it up and see how much farther. Once we get it all the way up to where it's touching, then we'll put a cinder block and a piece of wood underneath it, and we'll measure how much far it's got to go up to reach the top of that. so that we can measure from the top of the tire up to where it needs to be cut, so that we can get just enough cut out of there without cutting too much.
I got a new jacket and shoes.
She got a new jacket and new shoes. So she's out here sporting her new shoes and her new jacket. Let's see the side of your boots, because that's the pretty part, isn't it? Yeah. So anyway, so that's what we got going on for this weekend. I've got everything moved, everything's ready to cut, but I need to be able to get that tire up before I decide to where I'm going to actually make my marks and cut. And we will make marks. And then I've got my new tool. I've got a little reciprocating saw, an air saw. So this time I won't have sparks flying everywhere when I'm doing this. I've always wanted one of those. So yeah, but it can be done with an angle grinder. I've done it before. My last video was done like that. I don't know that I posted me actually cutting it. I don't think I did. But anyway, that's what we got going on. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Got plenty more coming. Next weekend it's supposed to rain, so we'll see how much I can actually get done next weekend. If I can at least get the torsion bars off and the shocks and maybe some of the bump stops and stuff like that, that way I can jack it up. There will be some parts that may have to be cut out down there before I can get it all the way up to where it's got to be. So we'll just kind of play it by ear. We'll talk to you midweek, and I don't know, comment at the bottom. What do you guys think? Anything you guys think that might need to be done, or something that I may have missed that you guys saw? And yeah, we'll talk to you guys on the next video.